What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii and I am back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a showcase video on the brand newly released on Global version 2 Akainu or SAKAZUKI. And in this video, we're going to be showcasing a couple of different dungeons where this guy just absolutely decimates it. So there are 3 different clips that I'm going to be showing you. One is the Coliseum, one is a raid boss, and one is a training forest. So look forward to it, guys. But before we get into each of these clips, I want to go ahead and actually discuss the unit itself and what it does, and then we can get straight into the video. So here we have version 2 SAKAZUKI. He is an int fighter shooter character at max level, at level 99, with max limit break and also max cotton candies. He has 4,560 HP, meaning that he'll have a base of 4,060. His attack is 2,021, maxing out at 1821 without the candies, and then his recovery is 239. Now, let's go ahead and go through the most important parts here, which is his captain ability and his special ability. So his captain ability will go ahead and boost strength and int character's attack by 3.25 times, and will also make their strength and int slots count as beneficial. So for strength and int, they have strength and int orbs as beneficial, and then will also deal non-type damage to one enemy at the end of the turn, maximum of 500 times this character's attack, depending on the number of perfects that you hit. So this means that basically if you hit 6 perfects with your crew, you will deal 1 million damage with max candy and limit break. Over 1 million damage in end of turn damage to a single enemy, meaning that if you do have double Akainu as your captains, you can deal 2 hits of 1 million damage at the end of the turn. So this is quite powerful, considering the fact that he already is a 3.25 times base multiplier, and then if you add the end of turn 1 million damage as well, like, this guy can do some monstrous things in One Piece Treasure Cruise, and you guys are going to see how powerful he will be in these clips that we're going to be going through. Now, his special ability will go ahead and max at 14 turns with limit break. He maxes naturally at a 15 turn cooldown, and it's a very simple one-dimensional special, but it's a very good special. He will go ahead and change all slots, including block, into either strength or int slots, and will also boost the orb effects of strength and int characters by 2.25 times for one turn, meaning that if he is your captain and you activate his special ability, he will guarantee you a full board of orbs for your crew, and then also that 2.25 times orb boost is very, very significant. So that is the whole breakdown of his captain ability and his special ability. He also gets 2 different sailor abilities. The first one will make, give you a 100 extra attack and HP to strengthen int characters, which is not too bad actually. Like, out of all stat boosting crewmate abilities, this is very, very good. 100 base is really good for 2 separate colors for attack and HP, and his secondary one isn't the greatest, but just for himself, he makes quick and psi slots count as beneficial. So that secondary crewmate ability isn't as good. Definitely the first one is a lot better. And for his potential abilities, he gets psi damage reduction up to 7%, which is very nice. His secondary one is slotbind resistant up to 10 turns, and his last one is barrier pierce. All the way at max, he will completely ignore barriers no matter what his HP threshold is. So this has been the entire breakdown of the V2 SAKAZUKI. Now we're going to get into the clips where we're utilizing this guy and how easy he is able to clear through content. So the first clip that we are going to be having a look at is going to be against Coliseum Burgess, which is the most recent Coliseum on Global, and I gotta say, like, he's definitely one of the most difficult Coliseums to get around. He just has so many annoying debuffs, but the thing about this specific team is that Akainu's end of turn damage as a captain will bypass Burgess's 1-turn resilience buff, so that's quite nice. And the fact that you can bring a multiple turn orb booster in Donchin Jiao means that you can actually use the orb boost of Akainu against Burgess at the end. Now, one thing that I did notice about Akainu when I was using him is that when you do have to stall for specials at the beginning of a run, you actually have to make sure you don't tap perfects against mob characters, otherwise the end of turn damage will start killing off turtles and other mob characters, meaning that overall you do get less stalls. So when you do use this character, you do have to take that into consideration, not to tap perfects on mobs, and then when you are against boss characters or mini bosses, that's when you need to tap the perfect. So, you know, it's really interesting the way that he's built. And I really like it, the way that you do have to actually pay attention when you're using this character. He's not one of those characters that you can literally just type goods or greats and you're still doing a hell of a lot of damage. Yeah, he does still give you a lot of damage output, but for his specific abilities, you do actually have to make sure that you are focusing on the content that you are going up against. Now, this specific clip that you guys are seeing is the Raid Akainu, so congratulations, you played yourself, Akainu versus Akainu. Now, this team was so good because I was actually thinking in my head that, you know, with the damage output that Shanks and Akainu give you, that is a lot of damage, especially because you get chain boost and a 2.25 attack and a 2.25 orb boost. So I was thinking, you know, you could probably beat this very, very easily, and yeah, you definitely can. Utilizing Intalk as the secondary character, also as a sub, because the end of turn damage after you go ahead and kill him and he revives, you can just use the Intalk and just completely decimate him. And I attack in, you know, this specific order. You don't actually have to attack in this order, you just have to make sure that, you know, Mihawk isn't the last character to attack, because whoever kills the Akainu raid boss gets blown away in the next turn. So yeah, this team actually worked extremely well. I was a little bit surprised that it worked as good as it did, but just the fact that V2 Shanks is in the game makes Akainu much, much better. Now, as we already know, Akainu is also a strength and an int boosting captain, so you can run multiple different compositions of teams. However, for the most part, just because Shanks is an actual character, you typically want to be running Shanks with Akainu, depending on the content, but for most things, Shanks works so well with V2 Akainu. Now, after seeing Akainu completely destroy Coliseum Burgess and also raid Akainu, here we have the brand new Forest of Training Darkness, otherwise known as the Blackbeard Forest. Now, this was my first attempt with this team, and I was so surprised that it was able to work as well as it actually did. Now, I actually did already complete this training forest prior to. I actually forgot to upload a video of it. I used a Luffy Ace team in order to actually clear this forest. However, I gotta say, this team did clear it just as well as the Luffy Ace team, and the Luffy Ace team, I think, is a little bit safer because you're not restricted on your having to tap perfect, but this team completed it much faster than what Luffy Ace did. And you know, if you have these characters, I'd highly suggest it. Another character that just came out brand new is also quite good for Akainu teams. His special ability gives you some, I believe it's a damage limiter, and I think it might be Rainbow Shield damage reduction, duration, negation from the enemy, and he also makes certain colored orbs count as beneficial for 3 turns for your int and strength characters, I believe. So he's a great sub for these teams because not only do you get utility, but he gives you more orbs for multiple turns. So if you have brand new and Akainu, they work very, very well together. And obviously Shanks, as we already mentioned, he's a fantastic unit. As we said as well, the fact that you can run strength units on this team means that you can actually utilize some other really powerful strength characters like Limited Rare Recruit Bonnie, who is quite a new character on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. She provides so much goddamn utility. I was using her on some other Akainu teams that I was farming some other stuff with, and yeah, she's really awesome, getting rid of paralysis and giving you some orbs as well. She heals, so she's a fantastic unit. Another unit that you could bring as well is the Luffy Ace Batch, the Strength Marco Rare Recruit character. Not only is he a chain booster, he gets rid of attack down and bind as well. So yeah, he's another great utility character with this team. And because you've got access to characters like Akainu and Shanks, those two characters, you know, because you got to have a friend captain one as well, either a Shanks or a Akainu, they work so well together. You can utilize some pretty cool stuff in the fact that, you know, just because you have, you know, a lot of characters on your team that do some really massive boosts, you can have a lot of space on your crew dedicated to utility, which means you can get around most pieces of content that have really annoying debuffs or really annoying effects just with dedicating a few slots on your team to some utility characters. There is only one really annoying thing about the V2 Akainu team at the moment, is the fact that he doesn't really have a dedicated ship, so you can really run whatever ship you want. I guess if you can, like, sort of build a team around the Blackbeard ship, that would obviously be one of the best ships you could use with him, because not only do you get the health and attack boost, but you get the cooldown reduction, which overall means that you don't need to stall as much and you can clear content faster. I am using in this specific clip, I think I used it on all of these clips here, I used the Thriller Bark ship, which is characters available in the Rayleigh shop. Now, if you are going to be using strength characters on your Akainu team, you typically do not want to use this ship because the Thriller Bark ship is a 1.5 attack and 1.25 HP boost to Dex and Int. So specifically, I was using Int characters, so I thought, you know, it kind of works. You know, obviously you can use other ships, you know, like the regular Coded Sunny or the 1000 Sunny or the EXP ship or the Foxy ship, but he doesn't really have a dedicated strength or Int ship, kind of like what V2 Kuzan has. The fact that he is a quick and a psi booster means you can use the Arc Maxim ship, which is actually pretty awesome because that provides some AoE fixed damage dealing, which is good for certain stages of, you know, Coliseums, raids, or training forests that have high defense mobs. You can use that ship's effect to just completely bypass any annoying effects that you have to get around. So that's one good thing that Kuzan has over Akainu, is the fact that, you know, you can get access to that. And I know a lot of people are going to ask, you know, which one's better, Kuzan or Akainu? Now, the thing is, on paper, if you look at what the characters do, in my opinion, I think Kuzan should be better, but in actual application with these two characters, I think it speaks for itself that Akainu, as long as you are hitting your perfects in the right times, I think that he actually, you know, trumps Aokiji, honestly, just with what he does, and the fact that he can have a lot of support characters like Limited Rare Recruit Bonnie and, you know, V2 Shanks, as we did state as well. But that's been my complete rundown and showcase of V2 SAKAZUKI. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to smack the like button down below, and if you want to stay up to date with all of the content I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.